morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me today. My name is Peter. Welcome back to Invest with Peter Ads. So, guys, first thing, if you're seeing me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. You're gonna see the proctor down there. Please click that like, subscribe button, and put your comment down below. Thank you very much for subscribing and all that stuff. So today I'm going to be talking about one thing that we need to know, and the topic I'm going to be talking about today is investors don't know what's coming. It's no longer a news that banks like, SVB, Silicon Valley Bank, went down. Silvergate went down. First Republic went down. Credit Suisse went down. And now there's a pressure on Deutsche Bank. Well, hopefully, Germany is going to sort this out and probably build this back out. But there's a rumor going about that Deutsche is in trouble. We're going to find out this week. But please, invest wisely and understand what you're buying. So today, the reason why I'm saying investors don't know what's coming, there's so many things I'm going to be talking about today, but I want to make it very quick and snappy. I don't want to go beyond 10 minutes, right? So I'm going to do it quickly and give the information as quick as I can. So last week, the Fed came out and said the interest rates, the interest rate will be bumped up to 25 basis points. Well, the market was expecting 25 basis points. Some consensus were actually looking at 50 basis points, while some analysts were thinking they're going to pause. That Fed are going to pause on raising rate because of the pressure, financial crisis going about destroying these banks that they believe they can, take a big risk. And now that the interest rate is bumping up, is catching them and destroying them one by one. So all these bank crises, people think the Feds are going to stop, probably cutting or, pause, but, they have to pause before start cutting rates. So Feds didn't pause. They didn't, give us 50, they gave us 25 basis point, which means the market actually was expecting 25 basis point, but the pressure keep going on and picking on banks one by one. You don't know, it might be coming to the bank nearest to you. So the advice people are giving to each other now is if you have lump sum of money in your bank account, you better spread it out. If you don't spread it out, you're putting yourself on a risk of losing your life saving or your investment. If you have more than 100,000, anyway, I would say from 50,000, you don't want to put it in one bank. Spread it out to 2 or 3 banks because you don't know the next bank that's going to be going under the bus. So now, UK, it's been a big problem in United Kingdom since, we left EU. And the crisis from political issue going to Ukraine-Russia issue, going to people not able to find groceries, tomatoes become something else to get in the supermarket and all this stuff. Inflation has been bumping up and people don't even realize some people discover that inflation is no longer things we need to be playing with. They go to the pumps, the price for the pump is come down now, the fuel price gone down, but getting your groceries, getting your food and all that stuff, you can actually see reflect. If you compare the receipt of last week to the receipt you're going to get to this week, you're going to see how the prices have gone up in what you buy on a daily basis. So UK inflation went up to 10.4% for February, and that is so shocking. A country in G7 having an inflation rate that can be compared to Africa or some developing country is just a slap on the face of a country like this, getting 10.4. Last year it was, double-digit figure. It went down a little bit and bumps up again to 10.4%. We don't know what's actually going on with the politicians that they are handling this. Rishi Sunak prefer to actually go to Ukraine, fly to US and send nuclear gadgets and equipment to Ukraine than actually sorting the economic issue in the United Kingdom. That's the kind of politician we have at this point. So now, Andrew Bailey came out and said, well, though inflation is up now, we're still going to bump up the interest rate. The interest rate was raised by 25 basis points by BOE Bank of England. So that means the continuity of the inflation, and we may not even see a downside from this inflation for a couple of months down the line. But at this point, as a UK citizen or UK residents, I would advise you to be careful, because at some point the price is going to go to the banks in UK as well. We see actually we can see how UK is trying to, cover up what's going on about the banking industry. No United Kingdom bank is having issue at this point, but we don't know what's locking behind the door or what's probably in the tunnel. Please protect your finance, protect your investment, and be very careful out there. So housing crisis is going at some point. People say, we thought it's going to be very bad, but it's not that bad now. Well, we're still in 2023 Q1. You don't know what's coming and all this stuff. So let's talk about the geopolitical issue that I said. The main reason why I said investors don't know what's coming. Last week, Xi Jinping went to Moscow to meet Vladimir Putin, and they actually discussed on the progress of the war and the facilitating their friendship, and also coordinating the plan for the next action. So at this point, the West is actually thinking of what's going on with Xi and Putin at this point, but in the meeting, they discussed their, bilateral agreements. Chinese and Russia now want to come together now and start, doing business with Chinese Yuan. So US dollar will no longer be used by Chinese, some African countries, some South American countries to trade business, to do business with Russia and China. At this point, that's what they agree on. And Russia president actually said that he's actually going to build a pipeline from Russia to China, doing their bilateral business together, bypassing US dollars. So Arabs pick up this and they were like, yeah, Saudi Arabia was like, yeah, we're going to pick up on that. I think it's better off, for the video I made a couple of months ago, I said something about, Arabs, blocks coming together, trying to bypass United States dollars to do business for petrodollar war, I said in that video. So now the Arab world are actually looking at the consensus from Putin and Xi Jinping to start using Chinese yuan to do business. So that means they're going to be taking the investments and the hype on United States dollar into Chinese yuan. That goes back to the competition between United States and Chinese government. Also, last week, we saw how our TikTok CEO was grilled in the House by a member of the Congress about the, TikTok issue and what's going on and why or are they not complying with United States, law against, information of people, data and all that stuff. The guy was grilled for 5 good hours. We all know his political reason is not. There's no point to argue about that. It's all political. So now what we should be looking at is what's going to be the repercussion of these if TikTok get banned in United States. Well, if you are investing in this company, you better be very careful. The first company is Starbucks. We know Starbucks has their major income coming from Southeast Asia, China, and all that stuff. So if you're investing in Starbucks, be very careful at this point. At some point, it's just a matter of, it's not a matter of how. It's going to be a matter of when TikTok is going to be banned in United States. So guess what's going to be coming? China is going to be banning some United States investments and companies. Comes Tesla, Apple, Starbucks, and also Nike, because these are the main companies that so much have their interest, investments, and finance income coming from China. The amount of most of these products are being produced in mass in China, brought down to United States and West Europe and all that stuff. So the cheap services that these companies are getting from China is no longer be there. And if that happens, guess what? These companies I've mentioned, they're going to crash, and it's going to be a flash crash. So if you want to buy this company, better set your money aside, and when that happens, you can quickly sweep up, because this company, regardless of what happened, they're still going to come back up. But expect a flash crash in this company once United States declare a ban on TikTok, and that's going to be a ripple effect for what's coming. Russia president now placed a nuclear weapon in Belarus, facing Poland. So this guy is actually preparing for all-out nuclear war with the West, because the West which comprises of United States, UK, France, Germany, Poland, and all these countries, they are actually ready to go all out war with Russia sponsoring Ukraine, because most of the equipment that is coming to Ukraine now is coming from these major countries. And now UK is actually saying it openly to be sending nuclear equipment and weapons to Ukraine to use against Russia. So it's all like declaring war, the West declaring war on Russia. So Russia is not going to take this lightly. They're actually setting up their own nuclear weapons facing NATO countries. And we all know an attack on one NATO country is an attack on all. Investors don't know what's coming. And I pray we all have peace and relax our back, invest peacefully, live our life with our family, and have a good life at the end of the day. However, we need to be mindful of war can be, the catalyst that will be destroying everything. We all believe that humanity is to love one another. However, if you are investing in the stock market or cryptocurrency, be very careful. Any news can set your life positive or negative. Once you start hearing this issue coming up, be very careful. Don't go all in. This is not the time to go all in any investment. People always say, well, when you see a green light in the market, it's time to buy, it's time to go all in. Do not go all in this environment. We don't know what's going to pop up. But look at what I've analyzed now in 10 minutes. These are the major catalysts that are probably going to destroy stock market or financial market. The banking issue I've mentioned is still looking around, still going around. The issue of TikTok, United States banning TikTok and US also sending American companies out of their country. That's another one. The third one is the US dollar getting turning to rubles by bypassing this currency. There's no currency in the world that lives more or that probably survived more than 70 years. United States dollar has been around since, it's been used as the major currency of the world since the 60s and 70s. So countries like Saudi Arabia, most Arab countries, and, Africa, they prefer now to deal with China than to deal with the Western world. I don't know why. Their government will probably have something to say about that. So if Africa, Arab countries, South America, Southeast Asia, and Russia goes behind United States dollar, then what do you expect of United States dollar then? So dollar comes down, it's going to affect the, investments and financial world. But however, therefore, invest wisely. Thank you very much for subscribing. That's all for today. Be very careful what you're buying this week, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Peter Ads. Thank you very much, and bye for now.